a delay. I'm going to wait a couple seconds. I think there's a delay, so if I start talking now, then those who are on the replay won't be able to see it. All right, this is Dominick Izzo. This is Cop Talk Live, changing cop culture, and it's one of those times where I'm going to be able to actually talk to you guys live and do some Q&A. So it's Tuesday, October 1st. Take some Q&A. This is a live broadcast. Don't forget, every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we do live video reviews, and you guys can always chime in there and call in live. Today you can't call in live because I'm clearly using the phone for this. I appreciate all of you guys who have sent me text messages and whatnot. There's so damn much that I got to respond to you guys. I really appreciate it. Chris, 1911, what's going on? I got to pull up my screen because my eyes are so old, and I'm such an old damn bastard that I got to use glasses for this. Where are we at here? Let me check out the comments. Yeah, Chris, it's good to see you. All right, we got Chris in the chat. All right, so if you're joining for the first time, I'm a former police officer up here in the state of Illinois, northwest suburbs of Chicago. I got hired in 2001. I left law enforcement in 2019. You can read all about it in my book, Before the Badge, Everything You Need to Know Before You Become a Cop. It's available on Amazon. You can click some links on the YouTube channel. I am a bitter, disgruntled, pissed off ex-cop who loved his profession. But thank God I went through what I went through because it allowed me to sit there, break away cleanly, talk about the horrors of law enforcement and how I love it. But there needs to be some serious changes, and there really do. So when it comes to content like this, you know, you guys got questions, I got answers. When we do this type of the green screen content where I don't have all my stuff pulled up, this is meant to wind up engaging you guys a lot more than me. So, like I said, with this type of format, we just wait a couple minutes for you guys to come in. There's a few people already in. A couple of times ago we did this. I had hundreds of comments, man. CJ La Chapelle, what's going on? Izzo can't stay long for the Braves wild card game. Sorry, no, I'm not going to be on that long because I want to watch the debate too. I have no idea what time that debate is on tonight. Let me take a look with debate. Debates tonight. The VP debate is on. What time is it on? Time. Let me see. Does it not say? Normally it's like 9 p.m. Eastern, whatever. Oh, thanks, Chris. Is it Eastern? 9 Eastern? Ruhail, how are you? What's going on? If you guys are just jumping on, Irish Rover in Florida. Hope you don't get a sunburn. If you guys are just joining on, because now people are starting to come in. If you're watching in a replay, just fast forward until we wind up getting some people in. This is where we do Q&A. All right, this is where you guys ask me any question you want to, and I answer it on law enforcement. Building the channel. Salty Grandpa 2763. How the F are you? Good to see you. I'm salty, but I'm not a grandfather. My pull-out game is extremely strong. If you can't tell, I like to keep things very personable. I'm 100% professional, but at the same time, too, I really want to have you guys understand there are many of us out there in law who had a hand in law enforcement who care so much shit about the law enforcement that we want to change culture. Charlie Babbitt, you're former from northwest suburbs. We're around. Ruhail, am I a police officer? No, I'm not. No longer a cop. I was for too long. Veracity Media, how are you? Charlie Babbitt, what northwest suburbs were you in? Got to see if you were near me. Florida. I was in, how was I? Shit. Tampa over the summer. Elk Grove? I'm in Hoffman Estates. So I know where you're at. Chris 1911. The Constitution is sacred to me. I have always wondered why today's cops don't honor the oath they took. Any insight? Because as far as my knowledge, we weren't really trained it. We weren't trained it. You were trained state laws. You were trained non-stop in tactics and being terrified that, oh my God. CJ LaChapelle, thank you. I really appreciate that. We were trained non-stop that, what do you call it? That somebody's going to kill you. So you got a gun and, oh my God, you got to do this. You got to be paranoid all the time. Me, I'll say it. Me's master. Do I know a YouTube called Testicles? No, I don't. Hulk Hogan's tights. Chuck Norris doesn't flush the toilet. He's scared shit. I do love this kind of stuff when you guys are talking shit. I appreciate that. Sasa, how are you? It's good to see you. Ilpo, they're programmed since birth, like movies like RoboCop, the Police Academy. Dude, we 100%. I mean, like I said, one of the things I remember is walking away from the academy. Oh, here's the first. Let me explain to you the first full day of academy class. We get there. I don't remember. It could have been on a Monday. It was most likely on a Monday. Get there in the academy on a Monday, and we had classroom. Right, you get to your dorm. You go to your dorm first. Your assigned dorm, and then because I went to Champaign-Urbana, University of Illinois. So it was only a 3-hour drive from home. I went home every weekend. But went down there, had classroom, and you got your books and got your expectations. You had to be in uniform every day. It was blue pants and a PTI shirt, all this. Yes, Manish, praise Lord Jesus, 100%, fucking A. And the next day, we drove out to this retired cop. I think he was from Elk Grove, Andy Cassavant. Big guy, very tactical. And there's about 32 of us in a room, okay? So we're in this room, and he's got a bunch of pairs of goggles that we all had to have, and then paintball guns. And the paintball guns were filled with water balls. I'm like, what is this? And he would pair us up 2 at a time. His property was on a like a farm. So there was this big like industrial barn that was turned into a classroom where we did lecture training, and we did on-site scenario training, defensive tactics training, all that stuff. So at 2 of a time, we were told that 2 of us at a time are going to be put through a scenario. After we're done with the scenario, shut the fuck up, don't say anything, because the next people are going to go at it. So all right, this is the day one of full learning. So we go out into the out into the hallway, and the instructor says, put on your goggles. Okay, great. Got paintballs. That was it. I had the polo on, a PTI polo on. This was May, so the weather was kind of nice. This was March. Holy shit, this was March. So it was still kind of nice weather. We go outside. He takes us out into the parking lot, and there's cars everywhere, and he takes us around the building. And all he says is this: we're about, 20 feet from the building, and he says, through that door, there's a burglary going on right there. So I think he was telling me it was a bank robbery. There's a bank robbery going on through that door right there. That's it. That's all he told us. He goes, deal with it, and he walks away. So myself and the girl at the time, because I'm anti-female cop, we sit there and we talk about what we're going to do. And I said, well, the door opens up this way. I said, I'm going to be on the outside of the door. You open up so you can shield the cover of the door, and then I'll go in. I knew nothing about tactics at this point, nothing in tactics. So we walk up, and she grabs the outside of the door, and I've got my water cannon, my paintball gun at the ready, and as she opens the door, pulls it over, my arm is on fucking fire. I'm like, what the hell? I felt like I got stung by the biggest wasp on the planet. And then all of a sudden we hear, done! I said, what? I looked, and we're at a parking lot, right? And there's an entrance to a door. There's a guy in a Jeep right next to me. And he was sitting in there, and he was an instructor, and he fucking fired 4 or 5 rounds into my arm. And my arm, oh my God, was welted up and all this shit. We get back in there. So what was the first thing? The first thing we learned was to be afraid of everybody. And we also learned, take your time. If you hear bank robbery, why don't you let them come out to us? They're trying to prove a point. And the first thing they taught us was everybody's going to fucking kill you. So that was the whole thing about that one. Jamal Chambers, what's going on? Chaz Burns, having an officer in your YouTube name seems to be illegal. Is this not impersonating a police officer? No, because I'm not a police officer. So Officer Brandon Tatum isn't a cop anymore. There's quite a few out there. It's a branding aspect of it. I am not a cop, and all you have to do is Google it, and you'll see I'm not. If I could, I would have you arrested and convicted of a felony, so your guns would be taken. Well, you have to wait till I'm done fucking your mom, okay? Because she's very sensitive about that stuff. So Chaz Burns, let me get done with your mom first. I have to wait in line for my turn, though, because there's about 7 of us, and then you can get to that. Eliza, one of my views on civil asset forfeiture. I I don't know enough about it other than to say that we abused it, right? I know we abused it. Like my chief got a brand new Cadillac Escalade as his take-home vehicle because the detective stopped a guy who had like a few individual baggies of cocaine in his possession, and they were able to wind up convincing the state's attorney that it was the vehicle was being used in the commission of committing a felony, right? So it was just content or possession with intent to distribute. So it's like, dude, I'm so anti-war on drugs and shit, and I'm so for decriminal. At this point, I look back at my career, and I'm like, and I don't do drugs. It's like, so what if somebody fucking smokes pot? So what if somebody fucking does blow? I don't care anymore. I really don't. Lone Wolf, how many female cops use their feminine ways to get promotions? Yeah. Paul Allen, state's attorneys embellish, at least also. Cameras are helping public, but the courtroom is still non-transparent. I'm going to agree with you on that. State's attorneys are also kind of lazy in a big way. It's like if you don't, like I remember I had a state's attorney call me and try to talk me out of a guy. It was his 6th DUI. He was a revoked license, and the state's attorney tried to talk me down to reckless driving because the witnesses who called 911 for me to show up on scene refused to testify. So he was worried that the guy was going to get off because my probable cause was sus. And I'm like, are you kidding me? No, state's attorneys, I didn't have a good relationship with our state's attorney's office. They wanted to only seem to take the cases that they knew they could win without any problem whatsoever. Kurt Wetzel, you should do a video with Brian. Here's the deal. Nah, Brian attacked me on a video. I mean, he offered his opinion, but I don't mind him. I don't mind him featuring me, but he could have done me better. Even though I light cops up and shit, but he has his opinion. I wouldn't be objected to it, but right now I don't see the point. Robert Forster, who pays for these 6 and 7 figures court awards victims of excessive force? Your fucking village does. They have insurance policies out, but it's ridiculous. 6 and 7 figures. What about the people? What about the people who get just like 30,000 here, 50,000 here? The people who actually are professional lawsuits, and where they do stuff, and they'll scream, "Oh, I'm black. You lays your hands on me." Blah 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 blah, and then they wind up getting a payout just because they sue and they settle. Josephine, here's why. Before the badge, Josephine Pisculi, I hope your paisan. This book explains exactly why I am no longer a police officer. You can get it at Amazon's Before the Badge, everything you need to know before you become a cop. Tarek Webb, can you give Minnesota's Vikings a shout out? Dude, I haven't watched football since Kaepernick took a knee. This is what it is. Marlon White, do I think cops are moving away from the warrior style policing and more of the guardian style? They should. They should. We spend so much time on the look at it this way. I've said this before. Ever notice how all of our podcasts we listen to are the cops who are involved in shootings and this and that and all that crap? And 90% of the cops out there, that as far as I'm concerned, are fat, out of shape, lazy, if they're men. Fucking women who get in use of force tactics and then retire and cry, and now they make a living off of giving presentations on warrior mindset as a female. And it's like, are you kidding me? What about the fucking people who go 30 years without ever getting a complaint? When are we going to listen to what they have to say? It's important. It's important to know how to stay in the fucking fight and go home so that you keep the person that you're trying to arrest safe, you keep your partner safe, all this shit. But what about the other 90% of what you're going to do? Dude, I love to fight. I fucking love to fight. I went hands-on a good number of times, but you know how many times I walked up on scene and my presence and my language kept me ever from having to put hands on somebody? There's a massive communication skill that people just don't fucking have anymore. Right on. Thank you for calling out the dirty cops. It's not that I'm calling out the dirty cops. It's I'm calling out the cops who have the we versus them mentality. Police versus the public. That's the problem I have. Last time I checked, police work for the public. Granted, there's a lot of real shitty public out there, but I think it's incumbent upon the police to step up and do the fucking work. when it comes down to bridging the gap between the public and them. Realize. It's good to see you again. How are you? It's extremely hard to sue the government. It's extremely hard to find a lawyer to sue the government. Yeah. Bob Glenn. Cities are corporations. The police work for the corporation. The corporation pays for lawsuits against people. Yeah. Dude, I sat there, and when I got into law enforcement in 01, I thought it was going to be that idealist that's going to make the difference and all that stuff. And shit, dude, it was probably year 3, year 4, year 5, I went, this is a business like anything else. Holy shit, this is a business. So I agree with you. When I saw it that way, I was like, damn. Odysseus, cocaine it's a stretch. It is cocaine, a stretch. I've never known anyone to do anything. Anytime somebody has done something coked out of their mind, alcohol has been involved. Alcohol is probably the worst shit on the planet. I drink a beer a year. I drink Peroni, like in the summertime, maybe once or twice after I mow the lawn. If it's really hot out, I'll have a glass of wine, but that puts me to sleep like crazy. Thanksgiving, I do shots with my sisters, and I get a little fucked up for a little bit. But other than that, alcohol is the worst. I have arrested people for DUIs and shit when it comes down to cannabis, weed, but I've never seen anybody do anything fucking stoned out of their mind. Marvin Harrell, it is the truth. I hope you're talking about cocaine. I was dating a girl like 10 years ago, and she was on Adderall, and I think that was like a couple chemical compounds shy of cocaine, I believe. You eat a lot when you're on coke, or no, you're on weed. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. I love cocaine. Peace. All right, what are you going to do? Dwayne Manzel, what are your thoughts on the sheriff that killed the judge? Something had to fucking go on there. We're never going to find out, but something had to go on there. Yeah, that's up there. Somebody asked me a question about this. Tom Wilson, are you going to cover that police chief in Connecticut who got arrested for DV? Can you email me, Tom, if you're still watching? What do you call it? To Officer Dominick Izzo at gmail.com and email me information on that. Chief Queef, am I circumcised? Like a good Catholic boy, yes. Paul Allen, any thoughts on the cop that shot the judge? Oh, we just talked about that. Something about taking advantage of women that were in custody. There's got to be something. I don't know what we're going to get on it. Chief Queef, prove it. Sure. You can Venmo me $1,500 and I'll send you a video. Just a guy having fun says, I'm a PI over 30 years. No one ever talks about how to write an effective complaint. Had to do it one time, got his badge snarked. That's insanely correct, because you have to look at it this way. It's how we write our reports, right? If we're going to write our reports the way that, and I'm going to tell you, report writing has helped me in more than just law enforcement. It helped me with an issue with my condo association. It helped me with an issue with a creditor once. When you are able to, I can't tell you how many times in business professions, report writing with HR, I've won everything I've ever had to go up against because I know how to write because of report writing. Jamal Chambers, I'll have to look that out there too. On Insta Messenger. Yeah, Tom, you can email it to me on what do you call it? You can email me, yes. Just a guy having fun. If you feel like it, if you want to do like a live with me and talk about that, we do a podcast. If you think you have enough to talk about that, I'd be interested to have you on as a guest. Philadelphia freedom fighter. Why do you think cops are so forgetful when they're being sued, but remember everything when testifying against a subject? Because fucking cops hate having to swallow their fucking pride and eating a shit sandwich and admitting when they're wrong. Curtis B., did you see the Lexington, Mississippi police exposed by Department of Justice for policing for profit? Wow. Chief Queef, would you rather make out with your mom and dad? My mom's dead. But I'm into some fucking kink, so your mom will do. As long as I get to be on bottom when we deep here. That's it. You could have her dirty hole. Oh, you did already send the email, Tom? I've got, if you send it to wherever, I get probably about 50 to 100 emails every week that I have to go through just on this alone, so I apologize. So what can we do to curb the abuse of the mute button on body-worn cameras? Keep them running 24/7. 100%. Keep those body cameras 24/7, period. Did you see the judge shut down a 25-foot rule in Indiana? Is that with a knife and a pistol? Because that rule is bullshit. 25-foot rule. Where does it start? Where does it apply? I never liked that, the 21-foot rule or whatever it was. Why do cops lie and escalate Terry stops? There are some cops out there who think they have a God complex, and they have YouTube channels, and they like to feature themselves talking to people like their shit on YouTube channels, and then they block me on social media when I call out their bitch, whore, fucking cunt girlfriends who are also cops for trying to expose me for my sext messages to other women. I don't know, something like that. Christopher, what was it like when you were at Diddy's house? I left way before the shit happened. Way before it happened. Freedom rocks. 16% of the population is ex-military, yet 28% of the police forces are ex-military. The training has been us versus them before 2000. Constitutionalists and liberty lovers are pretty fed up, in my opinion. I worked with a lot of Marines. And they were very good at following orders. CJ LaChapelle, I have to relook at Kim Potter situation. I'm not familiar with it. Freedom rocks. Do I see civil war in our future? No, because too many people are fucking pussies. Really don't. Oh, wait a second. Realize you can't be 25 feet away when you get pulled over? I'm not familiar with what this is at all. I don't know. I do not know. No, Lou G, I didn't hear of Birking. Are you going to tell us? Are you going to tell us what Birking is? Christopher, I appreciate that. This is just a makeshift jumping on live, interact with you guys for a second. Marcus Miller, what is the police logic on giving a DUI to someone in a car that is parked and not moving, asleep or in the car or parking spot? Are they in control of the vehicle? Here's the deal. You will get zero. This is my ultimate definitive position on anyone who drinks at all before operating a motor vehicle. You should receive the death penalty. You should receive the death penalty. Any human being who drinks and drives, or drinks, is in a parking lot, has the keys in their possession, you have zero value to me as a human being. Not one. It is 2025 in 3 months, and we still have people who fucking can't Uber, can't Lyft, can't call a friend, can't take a taxi. And we also have the powers that be just can't seem to make cars that have an operating of a breathalyzer in it. We could have solved this shit a long time ago. I don't have an ounce of respect for any human being. And I've had friends and families who have drunk and drove. I have not an ounce of respect for any human being. You are a fucking cunt. You are a filthy, useless piece of shitbag cunt if you drink and drive. That's it. That's my number one thing. If I'm dating and we're committed and I'm going to marry you and all this shit, and I tell every girl this, and you drink and drive, we're done. We're fucking done. Done. Richard Fahy, hope I pronounced that right. One of my oldest friends joins the Navy as an MP, then joined the police department down in Maryland, defended him religiously until they found out he had excessive force claims against him. Yeah. If you went into a bar and slept it off in your car without driving, it's fine. Not in my opinion. No, not in my opinion. If you don't have the keys on you, yeah. If your friend took the keys, yeah, you're fine. Chaz Burns, that's right. Well, my last DUI was a cop, and cops are the biggest abusers. Police officers are the number one biggest abusers of DUIs out there. You can't convince me otherwise. I've seen it way too much. Megan Durst, thank you. That's right. Sorry, excuse for a human being if you do that. Fucking A right. Fucking A. Jamal Chambers asked, do you think there should be a tight federal law to get cops on the Brady list? It seems easy for them to resign and work in a village over. When I can't tell you how many cops I know that do shit and then go to another department. That's why it's like when they said resign or we're going to fire you, I'm like, fucking fire me. I don't care. Because of what I went through, and remember, you can get it again in my book and read it in my book, Before the Badge, on Amazon. They said, you could resign, we'll seal your jacket, you go to another department. I was so hell-bent on exposing what was going on, I'm like, fuck that. It blows me away how many people who are fucking cops are like, dude, you get fired. Yeah. And how many people do you know that should have gotten fired but were allowed to leave and then got picked up by another department fucking, 6 months later? I got fired for a fucking text message, and I fought for 3 years and I got reinstated, so fuck your mother. There's so many cops out there that shouldn't be fucking cops that still are. Yes, California, CFW, California in Fort Worth. What if you crawl into the backseat of a sleep off a drunk? Are you still in control? Do you have the keys on you? Are the keys in the car? Yes, you do. It is black and white. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you drink and you're in control of a motor vehicle, you are a worthless piece of shit. You serve no value in society whatsoever. Realize. DUIs was all, as well as all crime is a big business. Are you kidding me? I wrote 40 DUIs in 2015 from January 1st until September, right? So 9 months I wrote 40 DUIs. I never went to court for one of them. Never went to court for one of them because they were all pled. Because they get their fucking fines. They take a conviction of reckless driving. They pay $3,000-$4,000. They're back on the roads to do it all again. When I was a kid and I worked in a bar, I was 21, we'd see people disappear 6-8 months at a time, right? And they'd come back and like, oh my God, where have you been? And the people would be like, I got a DUI. And they were so embarrassed to say something. Now, you'll hear people at bars, yeah, when I got my second DUI, or when I got my third DUI, it's like, people don't fucking care anymore. They don't care anymore. Ken Steele, what happens if you're over the limit and you have CCW on you in a car? CCW on you in your own home. Are you asking what happens if you're drunk in your house with your conceal and carry on you in your own home? I don't fucking care. You're in your own home. You're in your own home. I couldn't care less about that. No. But you're just going to shoot someone. Shoot him first. I don't fucking know. Glenn Cook, do you receive any training in the Constitution Police Academy? I do not remember a single class on the Constitution in the Academy. I don't. I'm not going to lie. I thought about it a million times. Fourth Amendment, clearly, but we breezed over it. Really, we spent so much time on tactics, ticket writing, how to do traffic stops, domestics. It was so much shit we fucking did. It was not that much Constitution shit at all. Ryan Parsons, there's a cop who hopscotched through a couple of PDs in Michigan after being terminated and ended up working for the SO after his state accreditation got pulled. Yeah. What do I think of digital detainment? I don't know anything about it just yet. Wolverine Transparency, Dominick. There's a K at the end of my name. I know you see what I do. What do you think of me? I don't know what you do. Have you sent me videos of what you do yet? Chaz Burns. Kids could shoot guns and walk down the street without being gunned down by cops. Okay. All right. I just want to keep this nice and light and relative today. I want to see what you guys have to say. We are live on Thursdays. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe. Hit the like button. Share, help us grow. There is a PayPal for Cop Talk Live if you want to support, which is phenomenally appreciated. You could hit that thanks button, or super thanks, I think it is. And if you have anything that you want me to cover, send an email to officerdominickizzo@gmail.com, and I'll take a look at it. I've got so many emails that I'm backed up on, and I will get to you guys. I'll let Ryan Holzinger. Alaska's very gun friendly. I would have to imagine. I'd have to imagine that. Daniel Day, texting while driving is also very dangerous, but hardly gets any attention. Yeah, because cops do it all the time. Kevin Gordon, what are your thoughts on the... Waiting on you, Kev. What do you got? What do you got, dude? Wolverine transparency. I don't trust this guy, meaning me, no more than I trust JMA. Don't know who JMA is. Or anybody that affiliates themselves with people like this. Okay. But of course, these are 1A pretenders will buddy up to him. Okay. Thoughts of the use of canine? I really have none. I wanted to be the canine very badly, and I got passed over, and then I got bitter. Chad Burns, what do you think about Illinois taking guns from those who are arrested but not found guilty? I think it's a serious problem. All right, a couple more. Marcus Miller, do you feel the cops are more prone to go hands-on with people during traffic stops? Except for me? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Cops are so fucking... respect my authority, and it's just so shit. We pull people out of the cars for not using a fucking turn signal, right? It's ridiculous. There's so much I look back on, and I'm like, the fuck? But I was a bartender for years before I became a cop. So I knew exactly what it was like to interact with human beings without being a fucking dick. Wolverine Transparency says, I'm not anti-cop. I'm anti-bad cock. Okay. I'm the guy that is trying to get people like you off the force. I haven't been a cop since 2019. I want people that want to be honest and uphold public trust and people fair across the board. Okay. Well, when you start using your real name like a big boy or girl and you're not afraid of repercussions like me, you know, where you put your balls out there, then we could take you seriously. Hell, I'll even help you. I'll even fucking help you spread the word. I will promote the shit out of whatever you're doing. But, you know, you're just, ooh, I want to get the bad cops out. We know what you do. Christopher, if I don't bring humor to the show, listen, we are so fucking full of stress and cortisol all day long. I don't give a fuck, right? I love to have fun. Everything is way too stressed out. Everything is ridiculous. There's so much hate that gets thrown my way all fucking day long that I love to joke around and have fun. And I don't take myself too seriously, so it is what it is. All right, a couple more. What do we got? Wolverine has put his real name out there. It's Adam. Okay. Fleas. Adam had him. Shortest poem I know. Adam. I guess because he put his name out there that it's Adam, we have to know what it is. Chaz Burns. I want to believe you, but I find myself not believing anything you have to say. Chaz, I don't fucking care. If you subscribe, unsubscribe, don't watch my shit again. It literally, it makes fucking like a cunt hair difference whether or not you like me. I don't know. Right on. Do I remember an interview with Chili DeCastro years ago? Of course I do. Of course I do. Officer Tater, hate him. Dominic, do you mind if I send your content to other ex-cops? Oh, yeah, they'll hate you for it, but sure. Yeah. Sean MTS, how come the oath doesn't have the honor it deserves? Dude, I don't know, man. You really think about it. It's like I don't know where it got to be us versus them. And I don't know where the elitist mindset came in. Like everybody's a piece of shit, but us cops aren't. Wolverine Transparency, I'll do one more for you. Got a good question for you. You really want to redeem yourself with the community in America? No, I don't. I don't fucking care what anyone thinks about me. I really don't. And it is what it is. The Great 5 to 9. Cops have to apply for insurance, yes, in order to be a cop. And when they have infractions, their premiums go, yes. I am behind that 100%. Just like your driver's license. You get 3 convictions on your driver's license, your insurance can be dropped or canceled or up, premium up. How do I feel about Aurelio Boehm? How do you feel about body cameras when they started coming out? And do you think that it's sad they have to put body cameras on? Dude, I love the camera. I've always loved the camera. I was pissed it wasn't streaming 24/7 to see half the shit we dealt with. Body cameras never bothered me. Never fucking bothered me. Otto, should cops learn the Constitution? They swear an oath in. Yeah, Fourth Amendment especially. 100% Fourth Amendment. Right on. What do you think about cops carrying their own malpractice insurance? That goes back in line to what the great 5'9" said. Turo. There's some good cops and bad cops. Seems like there are good gangsters and there's bad gangsters. Yeah, until it records you pissing. Ryan, it did. Right? You guys can go search Round Lake Park police body camera. You can see me about to piss online. CFW Carolina in Fort Worth. Have you ever snitched on a fellow officer when they brutalized someone? Yeah, of course. And I've had a conversation with him. You ever do that fucking again? Dude, we tuned up a guy and the fucking Shannon. She went so hard on him, it was ridiculous. And I complained about her and fucking got dragged into the office with her. And she's like, oh, you don't know what it's like to be a woman as a cop. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? And I got written up because I actually apologized to the guy. I said, hey, you know what? I said, whatever fucking happened with here, I said, you had a hand in it, but I'm sorry it went this far. Command staff did not like that. Kevin Gordon. Got to get the book Before the Badge. Everything you need to know before you become a cop. It's available on Amazon. Richard Fahy. I believe that the Attorney Shield, which was started by Long Island Audit and Lackluster, is the start of something bigger for the safety of citizens. I think it's going to be a great thing. I think it's going to be something great. Texas Kin 77. Are transgender cops a thing? If so, what are your thoughts and experiences? No, if somebody's transgender, get them the fuck off of law enforcement. If you are that confused about who you are, how the fuck can you serve anybody? And trust me, one of my best friends is a trans woman adult porn star. So I have nothing against the trans community. I have something against people who don't know who they are and fucking are. They're gonna fucking try to serve the community. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Ryan, there really is no call to silence. Cops turn on each other all the time. All the time. All the time. Cops have no loyalty to one another. They really don't. Marcus, are there in internal police run initiatives to foster change from the inside? No, they're initiatives to fucking string other cops up. Guys who are in charge of investigating other cops, they have the same fucking hard-on as cops do for getting other people arrested. They love seeing other cops charged with shit. Who's loyalty to then? Other cops? To themselves. To them fucking selves. Mike Ray. We had a guy that was a transgender cop in OKC, Oklahoma City. We, the taxpayers, paid for his surgery to be all woman. Is that somebody you want showing up fucking on your... It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If they're confused about who they are and they blur the lines between reality and that, think about that. My neighbor just came over here and shot a gun through my window. Well, did they really? It's a trans gun. Did he really shoot him or do you misperceive? It's like, holy shit, dude. James Gasper, I like your no filter and calling like it is. Then hopefully you're subscribed to the channel and you're checking more shit out, dude. Cops, Tom Wilson, cops shouldn't be incentivized to produce numbers. Well, go look at the video I did on performance evaluations or quotas. I just did it last week. No, cops, Marcus, cops other cops don't like me. They won't get together with me because being a cop is a pissing contest. Cops do not like to see other cops succeed. They just fucking don't at all. Kirsty, even in the show Law and Order, they hate internal affairs. Yeah, because they're always fishing for shit. CFW Carolina, do they really move the cops that know other cops that don't like cops on their internal affairs? Not in small municipal agencies. Normally command staff does that shit. Like my chief was such a fucking piece of shit. We knew damn well if we ever got in a shooting, he was the last person we were ever going to talk to because he would love to fucking string us up. Otto, why do you say all cops are bad? Because the system is bad. The profession is tainted. It is so fucked up. So anybody who willingly goes in it, it's like original sin, right? If you're Catholic, you come in and you're born into sin and you accept Christ or not or all that. I think you spend time trying to wash the filth off you. I think you're guilty by association of being in a bad profession. Jason Cody, what does the large majority of law enforcement had First Amendment why does the majority of law enforcement officer had First Amendment auditors so much hate First Amendment auditors they don't realize it? Isn't it fucking blow you away how almost every First Amendment auditor content, and we're seeing what they put out, not the good stuff that they got into. Every single fucking cop in America should go, oh, you're filming? Awesome, have a great day, and walk the fuck away. It blows me away. Blows me the fuck away. Chill till I die. What's up, dude? How are you? Good to see you. Pure blood for life. Their allegiance is to protect the people, is to protect the state. Yeah, cops, they showed us during the pandemic, they chose policy, politicians, and paycheck, not we the people. We already saw that. We saw how that went down. Sir Fifth. Woman jailed in 2 weeks for recording Chicago's... Woman jailed 2 weeks for recording Chicago PD's internal affairs officer can sue for Fourth Amendment violation. I don't know the circumstance. Was it in public? I don't know anything about that. Jason Cody, you are welcome. If you like it that much, hit that thanks button. Donate with some shekels. Hit the thumbs up button, guys. We got 165 people watching. Only 43 have liked it. Hit that like button. There's a link there, PayPal. You can go ahead and donate to Cop Talk Live, Changing Cop Culture. You can buy my book, Before the Badge, Everything You Need to Know Before You Become a Cop. I love doing this, but this is a part of my profession. So if you guys enjoy this, then support and help sponsor and help us continue to do this. Rights on. How do I feel about cops getting 48 hours to get their story straight before an interview? There is no 48 hours of to my shit. 40 hours to get the story straight. It was for the benefit of the cop because you wanted, a sleep cycle. You wanted 2 sleep cycles, but I don't know who the fuck wants to wait that long before you talked about it because you really want all that evidence to fresh in your mind. So, it would be the same thing if we're interviewing a victim on shit too. You give them time. You get somebody, God forbid, who's raped. You don't want it right there. Give them some time. So just because I'm an anti-shit cop channel doesn't mean I'm anti-cop. There's a lot of things, I've said this for a long time, that I want to see them improve on. So I'm not out to attack all fucking cops. I'm out to attack the pieces of shit out there. And sadly, there's a fucking lot of them. Hit that like button. There's 141 of you watching. Sean MTS, does law enforcement look at citizens like citizens or subjects? Suspects. When you're a hammer, everything's a nail. When you're a fucking hammer, everything is a nail. Tracy Edwards, thank you. Thank you. No, I didn't see that Long Island Audit was arrested for trespass and then they charged. And then they changed the charge after they cuffed him and stuffed him. Hopefully he sues and he fucking gets a hefty payday. Christopher, how many police do you think that worked and turned in overtime vouchers that were exaggerated? Yeah. William Webb, you want to improve policing, remove the immunity clause, and make them accountable for their actions, increasing training and funding. Yeah. All right, that's about it. Let's wrap it up. Got another minute. Do you think it's right to be a hammer when you take an oath to America? I was for a long time, dude. I was for a long fucking time, and I thought that what I was doing was the right thing. Guys, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we go live. You guys can call in then and have conversations. We'll review some footage of stuff. Get my book, Before the Badge, Everything You Need to Know Before You Become a Cop. Sponsor the channel. Those of us who do this stuff, this is our living. If you truly like what we're doing or what I'm doing on this, then we have a PayPal. It's Cop Talk Live or Cop Talk Live. The link is in the bio for this. Support what I'm doing so I can bring more content to this channel and absolutely shine a big light on corrupt law enforcement and change the shit out of cop culture. I appreciate what you guys are doing for this. Hit the like button, share this video out there. Watch my I've got tons of content that I know so many of you haven't seen. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.